This is a CBS7 First Alert Weather Day. Now, an update from the First Alert Weather Center.
Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Sawyer McElroy here. There is a confirmed tornado on the ground in Winkler County at the present time. This is for Kermit. Like I said, there is an observed tornado on the ground. Hail size up to 2 inches at the present time. This continues until 4:30 p.m. So this pink box that we have around this storm does indicate that there is a tornado currently on the ground, actively on the ground. Can you pull up rotation, please, Justin? It should be on the next scope. There we go, velocity. All right, here. I'm going to step off the wall really quick, and I'm going to zoom into the system, see if we can see that rotation on here for everybody. So if you are in Winkler County, Kermit, there is a confirmed tornado on the ground headed your way. Get to your safe place now, please, everybody. An interior room with no windows. Basement, the best thing. I know basements aren't super common out here, but definitely want to get to your safe place as soon as you can. So here's a look at our current rotation across the region. I'm not possibly, oh man. Sorry, bear with me, everybody. Kind of working on our system here. South of Kermit, it looks like the tornado could possibly be right here, this area in green. So keep that in mind. So south of the town of Kermit, but for the area of Kermit, you still need to be in your safe place this afternoon because there is a confirmed tornado on the ground. Also 2-inch hail in diameter, so that is a little bit over ping pong ball sized, I believe. So that is damaging hail as well. Let me pop into our National Weather Service chat, see what they're saying in there. See what it says. Golf ball size hail, that's a little bit south, I believe. That's Interstate 10. Let's see what it says. A confirmed tornado was located near Kermit, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Damaging tornado. Weather spotters confirmed this tornado near the Winkler County Airport. They reported a brief touchdown and lifting of a tornado. Another tornado may occur at any moment. So flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes, if you are in a mobile home, you are not in a great spot. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. The tornado will be near Kermit around 3:45 p.m., so it's about 3:48 at the time. To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Let's get that back up on radar, kind of zoom back into that. And sorry I'm not on the wall, everybody, but I'm talking to you, and all right, let's get the rotation back up, see if we can see that rotation. All right, so it looks like southwest of the town of Kermit, kind of between Kermit and Wink. Let's see any roads that are included in this. Sorry about this, everybody, but there is a tornado on the ground, so please be in your safe place, really, for those areas in Kermit. The Kermit out, what did it say, Winkler Airport? Winkler County Airport also are included by this. Texas 115 is in the path of this, so if you are headed that way, make sure to get to shelter because we do have this tornado that is currently on the ground. Let's get back to radar. Anybody on Facebook, if you are following along, please send those questions in and we will do our best to answer them. There is a decent amount of lightning with this system as well. This continues until 4:30, so about 45 minutes continuing for this tornado warning. 2-inch hail size as well, so about ping pong ball size hail, a little bit over that this afternoon. Like we said, this is an observed tornado on the ground from weather spotters. Take cover, get into your safe place, areas with away from windows. Odessa is currently not included in this. It is west of our area. We will keep you updated if it does move near the Goldsmith area, West Odessa area. At the moment, we're focusing on the Kermit area just because that is where this tornado is currently located. I don't even think we're seeing rain in the Odessa area at the present time. No, we are not. We also do have this storm in the Fort Stockton area. For 2 3/4 inch hail, so almost baseball size hail, strong winds as well, and a tornado is possible. So this is currently not warned for tornado, but we could see a tornado out of that as well for the Fort Stockton area, and that is kind of rolling through the town of Fort Stockton at the present time. As you can see, a lot of lightning with that, and that continues until 4:15, so about 20-ish minutes on that. But going back to the tornado warning, continuing to see that until 4:30 for Kermit. Let's pop back into chat, see what chat says. Actually, there is a severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for Crane, Ector, Pecos, Reeves, Ward, and Winkler. So quarter-sized hail for that. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. This includes Monahans, Thorntonville, Pyote, Wickett, KOSA, Roy Hurd Memorial Airport, and Monahan Sand Hills State Park. This includes I-20 between mile markers 66 and 93 this afternoon. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. This is just for the severe thunderstorm warning, but we do have that tornado warning for the Kermit area still once again this afternoon. We're going to pop back over to our velocity, see if we can kind of see where that is at this afternoon. Bear with me while I kind of move things around. Still kind of looks to not have moved too much with that rotation, still kind of between Kermit and Wink, southwest of the town of Kermit, but still if you are in Kermit, definitely want to be in your safe place this afternoon. This continues until 4:30 p.m. Once again, hail size up to 2 inches in diameter. Let's see, that's hail. Now we're going to pop on over to the hail threat for that and check that out. And this is just radar indicated, well, radar indicated for this at the present time, but let's let's get that out of the way. So northwest of Kermit, our radar is indicating $half sized hail, so that is some damaging hail there as well. And then we're going to pop back over to this tornado warning, just to kind of show you the evolution of that. And then we do have the severe thunderstorm warning as well that just got issued, that continues until, maybe, if it will let me. It always takes precedence over the highest thing, which makes sense, but there is that severe thunderstorm warning as well for portions of the region for Crane, Ector, Pecos, Reeves, Ward, and Winkler counties. That continues until 4:45. It's near Monahans, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and quarter-size hail. So damaging hail there as well. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage. This includes Monahans, Thorntonville, Pyote, Wickett, KOSA, Roy Hurd Memorial Airport, and Monahan Sand Hills State Park. It also includes I-20 between mile markers 66 and 93.
Thank you, Sawyer. If you're in an area that is under severe weather warnings, especially for those high winds or tornadoes, please find shelter in an interior room that is away from windows and on the lowest floor of the building. Be sure to secure any loose objects that are outside that could be damaged or picked up by strong winds. And be sure to keep monitoring weather conditions here with us at CBS7 and on the CBS7 First Alert News app. We know that you guys want to get back to your golf game, but right now we have got a tornado in Kermit right now, in the Kermit area, that we are currently tracking, trying to keep up to date. If you know anyone in the Kermit area, please contact them, have them tune into CBS7 on the app, on Facebook. We are all over trying to keep you guys up to date and everyone safe here with severe storms in the area. I think we're going to take a second now and check back in with meteorologist Justin Lopez. He's going to be available to talk a little bit more about those severe storms, tornado in Kermit, and anything else that we've got going on. Justin, are you ready to talk to us?
I am. All right, everybody. is still moving around in the Kermit area, like we've been talking about right now. I'm going ahead and playing that radar for you. If you notice, let's go ahead and see if we can pause right here and kind of give you a little bit of a replay. If you'll notice, there's a little bit of a hook signature on this storm right around this part that I'm showing you right here. That is where we had our observed tornado. And right now it's still being warned that there is the potential. It's still on the ground. It's still observed tornado right there. And this thing is currently headed, looks like it's headed out toward the east right now. So it might look to skirt Penwell, maybe skirting West Odessa. At the moment, it does not look like it's going to impact Odessa directly. But again, this is a very active situation. So make sure that you are keeping weather alert with us right here. And this storm, either way, whether it produces a tornado or not, we've already heard, or whether or not it produces a tornado for the Odessa area, I should say. We've already seen reports that there's rain in the Odessa area. We can already see that too on the radar. So again, this particular storm cell that's producing the rainfall for Odessa, that is what is also producing the tornado out toward Kermit. So again, even if you are in the Odessa area and you just get rain right now, still, it's very important that you stay alert with us right here on CBS7 and you're keeping updated with us. This is a very evolving situation too. So it looks like that tornado is trying to lift up a little bit. But again, that was a tornado that has been observed and is still producing hail that is 2 inches in diameter. So that is just a little over golf ball sized hail. And let's go ahead and look at where that hail is located at. Give me just a second. I'll show you where that highlighted hail is at. So that hail, it seems to be correlated with the tornado area, that tornado risk area. So again, if that is the case, then there's the potential that this tornado is also rain wrapped. Again, I personally do not have visual on this tornado, so I do not know that for sure, but just given the radar indication, there's a potential that this tornado, if it is in that general vicinity, it is rain wrapped. So that makes it a lot harder to see, but that's also where we have the heaviest of the hail. You can see the heaviest of the hail is directly on top of Kermit right now. So that is where we're looking at right at the moment, and it seems like it is moving out just again through the county of Winkler, heading into Ector County, and looks to potentially skirt the city of Odessa. But again, like I said, this is a very evolving situation. It might get another part of it that actually enters into Odessa. So don't necessarily think that we are in the clear 100% if you're out here in the Odessa area.
This is some of that, I believe we've got baseball-sized hail here. This was in Snyder earlier today. Like we said, we've had hail all across the Permian Basin, varying sizes. We have a confirmed tornado in Kermit. The CBS7 team of meteorologists, they are working hard to keep everyone up to date and everyone safe. We are live on Facebook right now. If you are watching us on air on the website or on Facebook, if you have any questions, please feel free to tune in to CBS7 News on Facebook. Drop your questions in the comments. We will make sure that our meteorologists see them. If you're wanting to know where this tornado is heading, where the hail is heading, anything like that, please let us know. I know a couple of you are asking about where exactly it is heading. If you want to drop again some of those in the comments, we will let our meteorologists know about anything that we have going on here in the area. Again, we have a confirmed tornado in Kermit. You're looking now again at baseball-sized hail in Snyder. We have got hail all over the Permian Basin. We're expecting it to get even larger throughout the day. Again, we want you guys to seek shelter in an interior room if you are in an area of severe weather. Stay away from any windows or on the lowest floor of a building. The basement is the best. I know a lot of us don't have basements out here in West Texas. Get to the lowest floor of your building for any kind of severe damage, tornado, anything like that. We've also would encourage you to secure any loose objects that are outside that can be damaged or picked up by any of these strong winds or damaged by the hail. And be sure to keep monitoring your weather conditions here with us at CBS7 and on the CBS7 First Alert Weather app. We're also, like I said, on Facebook. Send us any comments that you have or any questions. We've got a couple people asking where this is heading, if there's anything in Big Spring, Andrews, Fort Stockton, if it's coming to the Midland, Odessa area. A lot of you in Kermit are wanting to know more. Let me see if we can check in with our meteorologist, Sawyer McElroy, one more time and see if we've got anything else that we can do. Sawyer?
Yes, we do still have that tornado warning. Continues until 4:30 p.m. for Winkler County. Kermit is included in this. This is still an observed tornado. We just got a report in our National Weather Service chat that it keeps trying to cycle up and down. Hail size still up to 2 inches, so that is about ping pong ball or bigger. This just got issued. There's a severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued to the north of it. Justin, if you could kind of zoom on over to that and pop that up and see what that is warned for, please. Cycle up and down, so it keeps trying to drop a tornado. There have been multiple kind of areas of dust that have been picked up this afternoon as well, so it's trying to continue to drop tornadoes. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning, continues until 5 p.m. for Andrews, Lee, and Winkler counties for hail up to 1 inch and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Can we go back to the tornado warning, please? So that continues until 4:30. Also observed. If Justin, could you check on chat really quick and see if they have said anything? Yes, I'm heading off of the wall really quick. Apologize for that, everybody. Let's see what this says. Moving east at 30 miles per hour, so anywhere to the east of Kermit, so it is heading that way. Let's see if we can kind of track that out. Here is a little bit of a tracker on that. So no trees, looking to, if it continues to move this way, is in the path of that. Penwell as well, looking to see that. So that is kind of where that is going. Let's see if we can redraw that and drag that out a little bit. So about 39 minutes to no trees, 56 minutes to Penwell if it continues to sustain the amount of juice that it has, the energy that it has across the region. There is also a wall cloud moving over Wink at the present time. They did tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter. So now this is just radar indicated, I believe. There is not currently a tornado on the ground. So that, but that does not mean you need to let your guard down. You still need to continue to, see the pink box is gone. So now it is just radar indicated hail size up to 1 3/4 inches. This is until 4:30 p.m. There's also a tornado warning for the area south of Fort Stockton, so we just got that issued across the region. So we'll come back to that one. Here is this area south of Fort Stockton. A radar indicated as well. That does not mean that you do not need to take this seriously. You still need to take this seriously. This continues until 4:45 p.m. for the Pecos County. 2-inch hail also is indicated in that. And as you can see, kind of those darker blues across the area, that is where that kind of hail core is. Highway 285 is looking to be impacted by that. This is south of I-10, though, at least for the majority of the warning. A little bit of the warning does include I-10, but that is kind of getting a little bit out there. But this does include, can you zoom back in, Justin, a little bit? Highway 285 out there, so if you are on 285, please find somewhere safe. Please pull over, shelter, because you are in that tornado warning there.
So we've got a couple people in Facebook asking us a couple weather questions. Right now I'm looking at Natalie Hobson is asking if Monahans is in the clear for this tornado warning. How are they doing on this?
Justin, if you could go back to that tornado warning up near Kermit. And if you could pop the hail core off of that, even though, look at the hail core on that, purple's darker indication of bigger hail for that. I believe Monahans is not included in the tornado warning. Monahans is in a severe thunderstorm warning at the present time, but it is not included in the tornado warning. However, for that storm, Monahans is included in a severe thunderstorm warning until 4:45 for hail up to 1 inch and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but no tornado warning for Monahans at the present time.
Okay, so talking more about that tornado warning in Kermit, where is this heading? We've got a couple people in that Facebook chat asking us where exactly that is heading.
It is headed to the east, I believe, at 30 miles per hour at the present time. So as you can see, kind of as it's circulated over the past about 30 minutes or so, we've seen it moving off to the east. And if it continues to move off straight to the east, no trees, I believe, was in the path of that. And I believe Penwell, we mentioned, is in the path of that as well. So for those areas in Penwell, no trees, definitely keep an eye on that, because if that system kind of sustains the amount of energy, the amount of strength that it has, it will possibly head that way. But right now we are kind of seeing it move kind of over the Winkler County Sandhills Park, east of Kermit now at the present time, and east of Wink, but we still do have that tornado warning on it. So it has moved slightly off to the east. I do believe, can you zoom in just into what that road is for that? 115, Highway 115 included in that. County Road 1232 as well. So if you are on those roads headed that way, you are in that tornado warning.
And Sawyer, we've got a large amount of our viewers right here in the Midland-Odessa area. A lot of them are concerned, is that tornado coming to the Midland-Odessa area?
Like I said, it all just depends on how much juice this storm sustains. We do have a lot of moisture and kind of juice in the atmosphere today. We are not under the severe thunderstorm or the tornado watch. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch. However, tornadoes can, as you know, form from severe thunderstorms. So the tornado watch is for areas to the south. That does include this area, the Pecos area, for kind of multiple tornadoes today possible across the region. So just something to keep an eye on. We will definitely alert everybody if a tornado does roll through the Midland-Odessa area. We will let you know.
Speaking of those tornadoes, why don't we take a second, and we've got a full screen to show you guys sharing the different safety measures that you can take during a severe weather warning like the ones we are experiencing right now in the Kermit area. We are seeing high winds and a confirmed tornado. Again, we are tracking that right now. But if you're in any other area where you are seeing high winds, hail, anything like that, or even the possibility of a tornado, please find shelter in an interior room that is away from windows and on the lowest floor of the building. Be sure to secure any loose objects that are outside that could be damaged or picked up by any strong winds. We are keeping track of these storms and all the weather conditions here with us right here at CBS7. That's on the CBS7 First Alert Weather app. I'm being told by our meteorologists that they've got something they want to share real quick. So we're going to toss it right back over to them with meteorologist Sawyer McElroy and Justin Lopez.
Yes, that tornado warning that is south of the Fort Stockton area has now been confirmed that there is a tornado on the ground. There have been multiple reports that there's been a tornado on the ground. So at the present time, Justin, can you move the velocity thing off a little bit? I would believe that the tornado would be here. This is a little bit of a classic signature of a hook echo out there at the present time. And like I said, we have had multiple reports of an observed tornado out there. So hail size still up to 2 inches in diameter. This is south of I-10, luckily, but the town of Fort Stockton, but it is still included for Pecos County. That continues until 4:45 p.m. And Justin, could you bring the velocity back at the present time?
And Sawyer, are you saying now that there are 2 confirmed tornadoes? We've got one in Fort Stockton, one in the Kermit area? Or
the Kermit area is now just radar indicated, so it is not confirmed to be on the ground. However, you still want to take that seriously, still want to make sure that you are sheltering if you are in the Kermit and Wink area, because just because nobody can see a tornado doesn't mean there isn't one. The conditions are still favorable for a tornado. This one is confirmed, though. There have been multiple reports in the National Weather Service chat saying that there is a tornado on the ground. So as you can see, kind of the wind kind of going into this area. I believe this is where that tornado would be at the present time. So just something to keep in mind. Luckily, I believe that is mainly rural areas, but there is a tornado currently on the ground.
All right, Sawyer, and we've been talking a lot about, you just confirmed a tornado in Fort Stockton. I'm going to look at the Facebook comments right now. We are live on Facebook. I've got it up right here. If anyone has any questions or anything that they want meteorologist Sawyer McElroy, or we've got meteorologist Justin Lopez here to answer. A couple people are asking, is Pecos okay? Right now, they're seeing a lot of hail right now, and so they're wanting to make sure that their area is okay. The
town of Pecos, I do believe they are not under a severe thunderstorm warning. They do have this cell, though, that is to the area. Actually, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Reeves County, Pecos, and Toya are included in this. Hail up to 1.25 inches, so I do believe that is a $half size hail this afternoon. That is still damaging hail and winds up to 60 miles per hour. That does include I-20, I believe. So yes, that is I-20. So the kind of main system for that and the hail core is kind of the south of that area, but we do have that severe thunderstorm warning. And then Pecos County, or not Pecos, the town of Pecos, there is a little bit of hail there, but radar indicated not terribly large at the present time. So that is the good news there, unless we are getting reports from viewers of larger hail, and then we would definitely love to hear those.
Speaking of, Sawyer, sorry to interrupt you, hearing those, we have a lot of people asking for visuals on these tornadoes, hail, anything like that. We are not actually in those towns right now.
Yes.
We would appreciate, though, if it is safe to do so, we would love to see your hail pictures, tornado pictures, anything like that. If you want to send those to news@cbs7.com so that we can show other people what is happening in those areas. Again, that is news@cbs7.com, or you can always message us on Facebook, or if you're on our Facebook Live right now, feel free to drop those in there. Sawyer, go ahead and continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, definitely. We would love to see your reports. When it is safe to do so, of course, do not please run out in big hail and get pummeled by hail. When it is safe to do so, we would love to see those reports. Justin, are you able to query the hail for this and see what this hail is saying for this is the Kermit tornado warning. Golf ball size hail, it says. So that is what this is saying for this area. This is to the east and south of Kermit at the present time, so it has shifted to the east a little bit. This does continue until 4:30 p.m. for Winkler County. Kermit is included in this for $half to golf ball sized hail, so damaging hail out there this afternoon. This is radar indicated for the tornado warning. We did have a confirmed tornado earlier, but this is just radar indicated. That does not mean that you do not take this seriously. There is still the potential for a tornado there. All of the ingredients are there. A tornado could drop at any time. So if you are still in the Kermit area, you want to make sure that you are in your safe place this afternoon, an area with no windows. Basement is preferable, but I know basements aren't very common out here. So make sure to get it to an interior room, a bathroom, and please have something to protect your head, a baseball helmet, grab a mattress or pillows to protect your head just in case of flying debris or hail this afternoon. Justin, could you go back to the Fort Stockton tornado for me, please? All right, so this one is observed. This is Pecos County for south of Fort Stockton. Luckily, it is south of I-20 or I-10 at the present time, but we do have that tornado that is currently on the ground. This continues until 4:45 p.m. I believe the tornado would be in this area where those reds and those yellows, not yellows, that is definitely green, are kind of intersecting each other out there this afternoon. So that is something to keep in mind as well. We do not have any visuals of this, but in our chat with the National Weather Service, we have had multiple people confirm that there is a tornado on the ground. Can you query the hail for that for me, please, Justin, for that one? All right, golf ball, $half size hail, so some damaging hail out there as well this afternoon coming out of that system with that tornado warned storm in Pecos County. So something to keep in mind there. I think we are going to pull up some footage from hail earlier in the day that Lauren is going to talk about.
That's right, Sawyer. These pictures are from earlier today in Snyder. This is baseball-sized hail. Now, this is not the last we are going to see of this size hail here in the Permian Basin. We're hearing confirmed golf ball size in other areas of the Permian Basin. That is only going to get bigger. So make sure you are staying safe, taking cover. That hail is going to damage you, your car, your roof. Please stay safe. Get inside. Take cover immediately. It is going to continue to get more severe. And to talk about a little more how severe that is going to get, we've got meteorologist Justin Lopez standing by. Justin?
Yeah, like we've been saying, everybody, this storm is still developing too. So again, this is some pretty massive hail. We're going to go ahead and show you some of the hail that's going around in our area. Like I said, this particular storm cell that we're watching, this is what we're watching with our confirmed tornado still. We have some people sending pictures in our group chat with the National Weather Service, and it seems like it is also a pretty intense tornado. Again, that is observed And we're looking at $half sized hail and also golf ball sized hail with this particular storm cell. But again, 2-inch hail, that is literally just a little bit under about golf, or over a little over golf ball sized hail right there. So luckily on the edges, on the fringes of it, you're dealing with pea-sized hail. But again, that is pea-sized hail. We're still looking at our main hail core right here along Highway 285. So if you're driving anywhere near 285, that is just south of the Fort Stockton area. That is where we're paying attention to. That is where we have our hail core and also our tornado that has been confirmed moving along Highway 285, or moving around near the Highway 285 area.
Justin, I'm going to head back over to the one in not Pecos County, Winkler County at the present time, and we're going to look at the hail on that.
All right, so yeah, like I sort of just said, this one's the one that's right there in Kermit, still impacting the city of Kermit, and just the southwest of Kermit right now, or southeast, I should say, and then to the east of the city of Wink, heading toward the hail itself. The hail core itself is starting to infringe on the city of No Trees. So again, this is a pretty dangerous hail, $half sized hail, and also golf ball sized hail, and that's that we're looking at right there. Odessa, we're still along the edge of this right here. Penwell starting to see a report of some hail out there too. So looking at Penwell, that means that this storm is going to impact at least a portion of the city of Odessa. So we're going to see, especially out toward the outskirts of Odessa. So if you live out near the Pleasant Farms area, there's a potential you'll see hail here in the next few moments. And we're still dealing with a severe thunderstorm warning for this area, where we're seeing a threat of a potential tornado, but also for sure we are dealing with 2-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. This is impacting Goldsmith. It'll be impacting Goldsmith, Kermit, and West Odessa, and that will be sticking with us until 5 p.m.
So kind of tracking out the system in the Winkler, Kermit area, kind of tracking that out. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I apologize for that, everybody. To kind of time that out, kind of No Trees, Goldsmith. No Trees about 33 minutes. So if you are No Trees, Turnbach Corner, you have about 43 minutes until that looks to impact your area, kind of West Odessa, Gardendale. Kind of keep this in mind as well. You are not currently being impacted by this, but you could see that start to impact you over the next hour and a half or so.
Speaking of those hail sizes, we've got here a couple examples of those hail sizes. This is typically the size that we are seeing is penny size, pea size, really small. But as of today, I mean, we saw baseball size. That is a real baseball for you guys. This is very damaging. This is going to do some serious damage. We saw this in Snyder earlier today. We're expecting to see even bigger. We've got a hockey puck here. We've got even a teacup-sized hail expected, I should say, in the Permian Basin area. That's right here. Again, we're typically used to seeing these quarter, nickel, penny-sized hail, but we are seeing much, much larger hail in the area right now. This is happening all over the Permian Basin. Please take cover. It is extremely important that you take cover in these situations. We are really trying to keep you guys safe here and up to date as much as possible. Join us here on the CBS7, on the First Alert app. Everywhere we are trying to keep you updated, as well as the CBS7 First Alert Facebook page, where you can drop any questions you have about this hail. We've got, like I said, really large hail in the Permian Basin happening right now. But more importantly, another thing we have happening in the Permian Basin is a confirmed tornado, I believe, in the Fort Stockton area. Let's toss it back over to the meteorologists in the First Alert Weather Center who are standing by.
Yes, we did have a confirmed tornado southeast of Fort Stockton at the present time. As you can see, there is kind of a classic hook echo right here on the map there with that observed tornado with this. This continues until 4:45 p.m. Hail size also up to 2 inches with this. Could you pop up the velocity on that, Justin, please? And we could see if we could see where that tornado is. I believe it would, of course, be where that classic hook echo is, but just kind of to give everybody a little bit of more of a idea of where that circulation is at the present time. So yes, kind of exactly where that hook echo is. Can you zoom out just a little bit on that velocity scope, please?
Yeah, give me just a second.
There we go. So where these reds and these greens are kind of intersecting each other, that is where we are seeing rotation in this storm. So we are seeing a couple of areas of rotation in the storm this afternoon. Has been a confirmed tornado with that as well. Can you move the map to the east just a little bit, Justin, please? Just so we can get that warning back up. There we go. That continues until 4:45. So it is currently 4:20. So about 25 more minutes on that tornado warning for the Pecos County area, Fort Stockton area. The good news is it looks to be south of the town of Fort Stockton at the present time. And also the main rotation is south of I-10. So that is the good news there. But 285, Highway 285, I believe those people that we saw the footage from were sitting on Highway 285 that sent in the footage of a tornado. So definitely, if you are on 285 and near the Fort Stockton area, please get to cover, use caution, because there is a tornado currently on the ground at the present time. Can we go back to the Kermit tornado warning, please? All right, this still is also just radar indicated at the present time. That continues until 4:30, so about 10 more minutes on that. Hail size up to 1.75 inches, so about a golf ball, ping pong ball size hail there with that. And our hail core has weakened, so that is the good news there. Our hail core still seeing some large hail, but overall starting to see less of that larger hail for that area southeast of Kermit at the present time. No trees. It is looking to see the system kind of rolling into the area at the present time. I know I keep getting alerts that there is lightning in close to my location, so we are starting to see some lightning in Odessa, West Odessa from this system. Rain in the Penwell area as well. So something to keep in mind there. Can you pull up the rotation on this system, Justin, for me, please?
Yes. Give me just a second, everybody.
Just to see if we can see any of that rotation still on there. Like I said, the hail core is weakening, so that is the good news there. But we do still have that tornado warning that is in effect for about 10 more minutes for the Kermit and Winkler area.
Actually, I'm having a little bit of trouble over here. Give me just a second, everybody. This does give me some issues. There we go.
Our system is kind of finicky, everybody. I apologize. We're trying to do the best we can. Oh, there we go. Okay, so where we see those yellows is where there is potentially a tornado on the ground. Where those yellows are is the potential for a tornado. So there are kind of 3 spots of those yellows out there across the area. The good news is not looking to be across any major highways or roads at the present time, but there is still rotation coming out of this storm this afternoon. Justin, can you kind of track out the timing for that? Pull up the timing.
I gotcha. Give me just a second. So let's see. This is going great. Give me just a second, everybody.
So from the rotation, it looks like it's set about 70 minutes until Penwell. Penwell is under currently a severe thunderstorm warning at the present time. West Odessa is as well. Goldsmith. So even though it says about 70 minutes until those at least the tornado warned storm is there. But even with the severe thunderstorm warning, I believe that is across the West Odessa area, Penwell area. A tornado is possible because of potential rotation out there this afternoon. Like I said, we do have a lot of ingredients in the atmosphere for potential severe storms today. And as we can see, there are a lot of severe storms rolling across the area. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. For Odessa, areas to the north, the northern Permian Basin, for large hail, tornadoes possible, damaging winds up to, I believe, 70 miles per hour, and then areas to the south, so Crane County, Fort Stockton area is under a tornado watch until 10 p.m. tonight. But as we can see, even though we may not be under a tornado watch, we can still have tornadoes possible today. So this tornado is still an observed tornado warning for the Pecos County, south Fort Stockton, southeast of Fort Stockton. Fort Stockton, you are able to get out of your safe room at the present time. If you are on I-10, though, east of Fort Stockton, I would say you are in the path of the storm. The bulk of the rotation is to the south and southeast of Fort Stockton, though, at the present time. Oh, yes, lots of rotation there with those oranges. That definitely not great, but I believe this is a mostly rural area here, so that is the good news, but it is right over Highway 285 at the present time with that strong rotation, and that is where a tornado would be if there is one on the ground. And like I said, this is a confirmed tornado, so this is where that tornado would be at the present time. Also a little bit of rotation kind of to the south of that kind of hook echo right there, and that hook echo, very classic hook echo out there on the ground, or with that tornado that is currently observed. Hail, though, not super impressive on at least radar indicated. Hail size up to 2 inches possible, though, still with this, but we definitely, the hail core isn't as big as that Kermit and Winkler storm that we saw earlier today. So something, I guess, good news there, but there is a confirmed tornado on the ground. So if you are in the area of Highway 285, definitely make sure to be vigilant. Find shelter. Do not please stop under an overpass, though. That is one of the worst places to be during a tornado. I know it seems like a safe place to go, but it is not. So please do not shelter under highway underpasses. A ditch is the best place really to go if you are in your car on the side of the road. A ditch, lay down, try to, get as low as possible to the ground as you can if you are caught in a tornado and on the road. Your car is not a safe place to be at all. So that is something to keep in mind. Can you pop? That continues until 4:45 p.m. Central Time. To observe tornado with that. Can you pop over? Excuse me, sorry everybody, to the Kermit and Winkler one. I believe that is close to expiring unless they extended it. Okay, so that does expire in about 4 minutes. So that is the good news there. It is still only radar indicated unless they are expecting to reissue this. But we have about 4 minutes on this warning for Winkler County, for Kermit, for the town of Kermit. The main cell is actually east of Kermit, kind of on the eastern portion of Kermit at the present time. Some roads included in this, I believe, are Highway 302. Let's see, yes, Highway 302 really is kind of the main one there. So that is the good news there. But there's a lot of lightning. As you can see, there is a ton of lightning with this system as well. And we've been seeing, getting reports on my watch that there's lightning even pushing into the Odessa area at the present time. Oh yes, the hail core has weakened significantly with that. So that is the good news there on that storm. Maybe you could see maybe some nickel-sized hail. Can you query this blue, Justin, for me? I believe that may be quarter-sized hail. Yes, quarter-sized hail. So the largest hail, at least radar indicated, still on this tornado-warned storm in Winkler County is quarter at the present time. So we have seen the hail core weaken significantly with that. So that is something, some good news there at least. We are starting to see some hail from this system kind of north of the Winkler County Sand Hills Park, also probably up to about quarter-sized hail. Lots of lightning, though, lots and lots of lightning across the region today. And lightning is one of nature's leading killers. So if you are outside, please make sure to get indoors when thunder roars. Get indoors because tornado or lightning is very, like I said, one of nature's leading killers across the region every year. So, and you don't even have to be close to lightning for it to strike you. The storm may be 10 miles away, and you could still get struck by lightning. Let's kind of go, Justin, do you want to switch out with me really quick? Yeah. And you head on the wall.
All right, everybody.
Actually, yeah, let's do that. Our director is talking about pulling up an iCam out there so we can look at the skies. We sadly don't have anything. I'm not sure where our iCam is at the present time. Can you pull that up, Justin, for me? It says Big Spring, but I do not believe it is Big Spring. This is the Fort Stockton camera, so as you can see, definitely kind of very dark, very ominous out there. I'm going to pop into our chat really quick and see if they're saying anything lately about anything. No, they have not. So can you go to our Odessa cam, Justin? And can you pop it to the west, please? This is currently looking off to the east. So as you can see, there is raindrops on our camera at the present time. I know this says Big Spring, but this is not Big Spring, everybody. This is currently Odessa. This is looking off to the east. Justin is going to swing it around off to the west at the present time, and that's kind of where we're seeing that stronger storm, and that storm that is making its way into West Odessa, Odessa at the present time. So we're just kind of look at that, look at some ominous skies out there. We do have some raindrops on our camera out there this afternoon. Can you go just a little bit more off to the west? Perfect. So yeah, we definitely are seeing kind of those dark skies out there, some raindrops on our camera here in the Odessa area. This is on the Chase Bank building out there, but definitely some ominous skies out there this afternoon. Currently, aside from some raindrops on the camera, not a ton going on outside, at least in Odessa, at least in the kind of heart of Odessa at the present time. Lauren is now going to kind of take over for a little bit, give us a little bit of a break to breathe. It is a definitely wacky weather day across West Texas today.
That's right, Sawyer. It is a pretty wacky weather day outside of West Texas. Right now, we've got Jensen Young, a CBS7 reporter, outside in Odessa right now. We have not seen a bunch of crazy weather happening in Odessa yet. We are leaning more in the other Permian Basin areas, but Jensen is outside in Odessa to give us a quick look at what he's seeing out there. Jensen?
Yeah, Lauren, as Sawyer was saying, it's definitely a wacky weather day today. It's just started drizzling in the past couple of minutes out here. The wind is actually dying down from where it just was. That was lightning that I just saw in my periphery. It got really bright there, so I'll hear thunder in a couple of seconds. But I've been seeing people running out to their cars. Luckily, all the cars are still here, so the wind is not too bad right now. It just picked up as I said that, though, so great timing from me. But a couple people still driving around. I would suggest to get back indoors as soon as you possibly can, because the winds are going to be picking up very soon. It's 4:30 right now. We're supposed to be getting a lot of severe weather very, very soon, so get inside. The wind is going to be starting to pick up. It's starting to rain more and more now, actually, so I'm starting to get wet myself, so just be careful. If you have one of these cars, I'd suggest you find your way to your car and find a way back home, find shelter, because who knows what this could all be. But for now, it's okay where I am, aside from just, like I said, a little bit of rain. But for now, Lauren, I'm going to toss it back to you at the desk.
We do still have the tornado warning for an observed tornado in Pecos County at the present time for hail up to 2 inches. That continues until 4:45 p.m. The good news is the tornado warning in Kermit and for the Winkler area, in Kermit has been allowed to expire. However, we do still have the severe thunderstorm warning for that area. I'm having issues with the mouse right now. I'm sorry, everybody. So the good news is that was allowed to expire. There is still a severe thunderstorm warning for that area where a tornado is possible, but there is currently not a tornado warning that has been issued. That is kind of merging with another cell that is currently over I-20 at the present time. That does have a severe thunderstorm warning attached to it for the Monahans area. And still lots of lightning out of this storm. Like Jensen said, we are starting to see this kind of roll into the Odessa area, but that tornado warning has been allowed to expire for that area. Going back to a tornado warning, where we do still have a tornado warning, observed tornado, hail up to 2 inches in diameter until 4:45 p.m. for Pecos County. This is southeast of the Fort Stockton area, kind of right along Highway 285. A little bit of lightning out of this. I'm going to pull up the velocity right here and see Velocity isn't looking super impressive on that for the rotation. However, there is still kind of a classic hook echo signature there with that system, but we're not seeing those yellows like we were earlier. That was kind of indicating that tornado on the ground at the time. So that is the good news there. But that still is until 4:45 p.m. an observed tornado for hail up to 2 inches in diameter right along Highway 285 in Pecos County, south of I-10 at the present time, but kind of the far northeastern portion of the storm is kind of over I-10, but that circulation, that rotation is to the south of the interstate at the present time, and so that is the good news there. But we do have lots of severe thunderstorm warnings across the region. Like we said, kind of a storm rolling into the Midland Odessa area. So definitely be weather aware today. I know we're live. We're going to be on air as long as these tornado warnings are up. But we are still seeing some severe weather across other portions of the region. The tornado warning is set to expire at 4:45. Can you pop back to that, I believe, Justin? Just want to give the correct information. Yes, 4:45. So it is 4:35, so about 10 minutes on that. Like I said, rotation doesn't look super impressive at the present time on that, at least compared to earlier, but we are still kind of seeing that signature of the hook echo across the region, and still lots of rain out of these systems. So they are a little bit concerned across the region for the potential of flooding. The National Weather Service mentioned they are a little bit concerned about flooding across the area. So something to keep in mind, always turn around, do not drown. I know you want to get somewhere, but I would say if you need to go anywhere, don't. Stay home today because the severe weather threat, like I said, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of the Permian Basin, the northern Permian Basin. That does include the Odessa area. I'm not sure if it includes the Midland area, but we do have the severe thunderstorm watch that continues until 10 p.m. because we're looking at a little bit of 2 rounds of storms today. We had those supercellular systems, and now we're kind of looking at this forming into a line. And with the line, the biggest threat today is going to be strong winds and spin up tornadoes, brief tornadoes as the line makes its way east. So definitely an active weather day across West Texas today, and definitely want to stay weather aware today. Even though, go back to that, Justin, I apologize. There is a severe thunderstorm warning until 5 p.m. for Ector and Winkler counties, Goldsmith, Kermit, West Odessa. Tornado is possible for this. I believe the rotation the last time we looked at the storm was not overly impressive. However, a tornado is possible. Still seeing hail up to about 2 inches in diameter and wind speeds up to 70 miles per hour. So some strong winds out there, lots of lightning. Like I said, lightning is one of the nature's leading killers. Definitely, so flooding, strong winds, all possible today. Everything's in play today. So definitely an active weather day for us across West Texas and Southeast New Mexico. Mostly West Texas at the present time, but also still seeing some stuff rolling into Southeast New Mexico. Actually, speaking of Southeast New Mexico, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for, that is definitely still the Permian Basin. I apologize. We are zoomed in a little bit, so I'm kind of disoriented on where we're at exactly. But there's a severe thunderstorm warning until 5 p.m. for Andrews and Winkler County for wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and hail up to 1 inch in diameter. And we see a little bit of a hail core with that. So FM 181 and Texas 115 is going to get in on that in a little bit. I'm not sure what road that is, but 128, Texas 128 is kind of north of that hail core at the present time, but we are still seeing lots of hail, lots of rain across the region. Can you kind of do a big zoom out, Justin, to kind of show everybody what we're working with today? Kind of even more just across all of, there we go. So yeah, the Fort Stockton area, we do still have that tornado warning, confirmed tornado there. We're starting to see even more stuff pop up near Balmaray, Pecos. Let's pop into that because I know we were having some questions from Pecos earlier today. A little bit of a hail core on that. Looks to be about quarter size, $50 on the large end for that, but Texas 17. 869 for today. That's a farm road, kind of in that area. Threat is considerable for that. Radar indicated hail up to 1 3/4 inches. So yeah, right about ping pong ball size hail this afternoon. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. can we move off to the east a little bit for Pecos? Pecos looks to kind of miss out on that, looks to be a little bit south of the town of Pecos, but still, yeah, that's kind of moving straight east, a little northeast, but Pecos looks to kind of be missing out on that, so that is the good news there. I know we were having some questions from there earlier. If we could pop Lauren back up, do you have any more questions from viewers, Lauren, for me that I can try and answer?
Sawyer, thank you so much. Now that warning is still going on in Fort Stockton area. What are we really going to see as we continue throughout the evening?
Through the evening, we do still, like I said, have that severe thunderstorm watch and tornado watch until 10 p.m. We are still continuing to expect these storms to move east. So we, like I said, are starting to see some storms popping up to the west still that are still expected to continue east. They are looking to form into a line where our biggest threats will be damaging winds and spin up brief tornadoes there. The hail threat is also looking to continue through the evening as well. They did also issue another tornado warning until 4:45. No. There we go. 5:30 for Pecos County for hail up to 2 inches in diameter. That is radar indicated. So for that is not a tornado on the ground, but that has been issued for that storm because they are still seeing rotation possible out of that this afternoon.
Sawyer, can you take a second and talk a little bit about, just for some of our viewers, the watch versus warning? Warning, we are right now, there is a very strong possibility for a tornado to touch down in that area, correct?
Yes, so watches and warnings. So a watch, you have a little bit of time to prepare. So we have that watch. It was issued about 2 p.m. today, continues until 10 p.m. That means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms, for hail, for strong winds, for tornadoes. That gives you a little bit of time to prepare, be weather aware, kind of monitor those conditions as we head through the evening. A warning means something is happening right now. The threat is imminent. There's hail, large hail. There is a tornado currently on the ground. There is damaging winds. So watch. You can kind of breathe a little bit, but still kind of be on edge. A warning means you need to take action now, get to your safe place, get out, get in the house. If you're outside, don't go anywhere, because that means something is actively not on the ground, but actively occurring across the region. And then there is, luckily we haven't had any of these yet. I don't have any wood back here to knock on, but there is also a PDS, which means particularly dangerous situation, and that means that a large damaging tornado or large damaging hail is currently occurring. So luckily we haven't had any of those yet, I don't believe, but that is another kind of form of the watches and warnings.
And you were just discussing that it was a warning that is happening at 5:30, is that correct? Or a watch happening until 5:30?
There is a warning for the Pecos area for that same tornado warned storm until 5:30. So that has kind of been reissued. They're still seeing rotation in that, still seeing large hail out of that. It is radar indicated, so not confirmed that there is a tornado, but in that situation, a tornado could happen at any time. So even though, a tornado may not be actively on the ground, a tornado could happen at any time. So you still want to be in your safe place. You still want to be very aware.
So we've got those tornadoes on the ground. We've also got a lot of hail that is, not on the ground, tornadoes that are possible to be on the ground, but we've also got hail happening in the Permian Basin. These are some viewer photos that are sent to us of varying sizes of hail. We've talked a little bit earlier today about different sizes of hail that are happening in the Permian Basin. We talked to you guys about baseball size, tennis ball size, teacup size, hockey puck size even. We have seen a lot of it here in the Permian Basin. We've got some cloud photos. Again, that is some scary looking hail. I believe that was in Pecos earlier today. Correct me if I am wrong, but that is some pretty damaging hail happening in the area, which means if you are in those areas that are under severe weather warnings, especially for high winds or tornadoes or hail that is as damaging as this one, please find shelter in an interior room that is away from windows and on the lowest floor of the building. I know we do not have any basements here in the Permian Basin, or at least not a lot of them, but if you have the lowest floor of your building, please take shelter there. Secure any loose objects that are outside that could be damaged or picked up by strong winds or damaged by that extremely large hail that we are seeing in the Permian Basin. Be sure to keep monitoring weather conditions here with us at CBS7. We will be on air until those tornado warnings expire. Again, those are tornado warnings, not watches, which means that the threat is imminent in those tornado warnings, and you need to seek shelter immediately. Again, in an interior room, enclosed. Stay away from any of those windows. Be in the central room of your house, a closet, bathroom, anything like that, that you can be away from anything that could pick up in a tornado or anything like that and hit your head or severely injure you or even cause any kind of permanent damage, even death in those cases, especially with this large hail that we've got moving around, tornadoes, everything. We've got the CBS7 First Alert team of meteorologists standing by to talk a little bit more about those strong storms, severe storms, hail in the area, as well as tornadoes, a tornado warning in certain parts of the Permian Basin. We've got meteorologist Sawyer McElroy and Justin Lopez.
So there was just a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for Pecos and Reeves counties for hail up to 1 3/4 inches and winds up to 70 miles per hour across the area. All right, let's see if we can zoom into that this afternoon and see if we can see that. Apologize if you can't really hear me at the present time. All right, can we hear me, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. All right, there we go. So we'll kind of zoom into that this afternoon. Oh, wow, okay. Another tornado in progress, 19 miles southeast of Fort Stockton at the present time. I believe that it means it is currently on the ground, is from the wording that I am getting from that. Yes, so it is observed, that tornado warning that they reissued until 5:30 tonight. Observed tornado on the ground, 20 miles south of or west of Highway 285, southeast of Fort Stockton. Still seeing an impressive hail core on that as well this evening, so still monitoring this storm. I do believe this is over mainly rural areas.
Correct.
So that is the good news here, but still kind of trailing along that highway this afternoon is where we're getting a lot of those reports from. Can you query that hail for me, Justin?
I'll go ahead and bring up our velocity too so we can see.
All right,
what
yeah,
it
let's
looks like.
definitely check on the velocity, the rotation on that, see if we can kind of pinpoint the exact location of that. Oh yeah, I got that yellow. So tornado anywhere in this yellow could be on the ground, kind of probably where this kind of orange-ish color is, southeast of Fort Stockton. So the town of Fort Stockton is out of the woods at the present time. Could still see some flooding there. I do believe there is a flash flood warning in effect there, but still seeing this tornado on the ground. Confirmed tornado southeast of the Fort Stockton area, kind of right to the west of Highway 285 out there this afternoon. So, and still seeing damaging hail up to 2 inches out there as well. So something to keep an eye on there, and some lightning this afternoon. Can you query that hail for me, please? $50 is what radar is saying, indicated on that. But still 2 inches, yeah, that's about $50 size hail this afternoon. Can you kind of zoom out, Justin, and pop into the Permian Basin again, just to kind of see what we're looking at. So no tornado warnings across the Permian Basin at the present time. That tornado warning in Wink County was allowed to expire. However, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, and a tornado is possible out of that, but there are no tornado warnings across the Permian Basin at the present time. Still seeing some large hail possible, though. Goldsmith, West Odessa, this continues until 5 p.m., so it's about 4:47, so about 20 more minutes there, about 10 more minutes on that. 2-inch hail, strong winds with that as well. Do we have another warning off to the east of that? I'm not sure if we do. No, that's not us. We're good. That's San Angelo's area. We're wanting to focus on our area.
It looks like at the moment the majority of the activities are focusing between just to the southeast of Fort Stockton and just to the west of Odessa and Andrews.
The good news is radar indicated hail for this system in the Permian Basin doesn't look super impressive, doesn't look too large. So that is the good news. 2-inch hail is possible, but what our radar is picking up is not showing damaging hail at the present time. So that is the good news there. There's a flash flood warning that I believe just got issued that continues until 8 p.m. for Crane, Ector, and Winkler counties, Kermit, Monahans, Odessa, West Odessa, included in this because of the amount of rainfall that is falling out of this and the training that we're seeing out of this system. These cells aren't moving too terribly fast across the area. There is a severe thunderstorm warning. I want to pop up to this one, see if we can get the information on that one. It might take it. There we go. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for the Andrews area until 5, so that's only about 10 minutes from now, for hail up to 1 inch. So that's about quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. But we are still seeing that warning there. So let's pop back down to the Fort Stockton area. Justin.
Well, there's one thing I wanted to note for this particular storm cell. That flood warning, the roads, if y'all are from here, y'all automatically know that the main roads you're going to want to avoid are going to be 42nd and Dixie.
Dixie, yep.
Dixie in general is known as a major flood zone. As you can see, there's just a lot of rain that we're dealing with, and it's going to be trailing, so that's why the National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued this particular warning, the flash flood warning. So again, roads that you're going to want to avoid: Dixie, 42nd Street in that area, Dixie in general. Tom Green is another area that floods typically. Those are all roads that you're going to want to avoid. And if you're Midland, Wadley.
Let's pop over to the severe thunderstorm in Pecos, the Pecos area at the present time. It is south of the town of Pecos. We are seeing a hail, if you could query that hail, I would guess up to about quarter size in diameter. For the warning, it is up to about 1 3/4 inches, so that is about $half golf ball size hail. Winds up to 70 miles per hour, so that is strong wind as well. That continues until 5:30. So this is kind of southwest of Toya Lake, Verhalen, north of Verhalen. The Highway 17 is included in that. Pecos just looking to see some rain from that. The main kind of threat in that warning is to the south, but Toya Lake, the test track, the BF Goodrich test track is included in this, and that continues until about 5:30. So something to keep in mind there. And then we do have this little cell kind of to the northwest, mainly west of Toya, popping up this afternoon, and we are starting to see a little bit of hail on radar from that. But we do have that flash flood warning, continues until 8 for Crane, Ector, and Winkler counties. And then we do have a flash flood warning for Pecos area, the Fort Stockton area, Pecos County, for until 7:15 because of that rain that moved through. Let's pop on over to the tornado warning. Oh, seeing some decent hail out of that. Can we query that hail, Justin, please, for me? And this continues until 5:30, observed tornado. So we have had reports of a tornado actively on the ground out of this system. Hail size, I believe, has increased from that. It was 2 inches, and now it's about 2.5 on that for the warning. $half sized hail is what that is saying. Kind of get into the darker purple off to the west, kind of right here. See what that says, Justin. All right, well,
out of range.
Not cooperating with us, but still for that warning up to about 2.5 inches of hail. So that is kind of right around baseball size hail. I believe softball is about 3 inches, so baseball is about 2.5 inches in size there. And this is an active tornado warning that continues until 5:30. Still seeing that rotation kind of to the, can you zoom in slightly on that for me? It looks like it's slightly to the east of Highway 285 at the present time, kind of right where this classic hook echo is once again. So we have seen multiple tornadoes out of this system southeast of Fort Stockton. Currently, this is a confirmed tornado across that area. Yeah, so kind of right to the east of 285 at the present time is if there's a tornado on the ground, and like I said, this is observed, that's where it would be, is in that kind of darkish yellow, orangey color this afternoon and evening. I guess it's evening now, but kind of just continuing to track that this afternoon. So this continues until 5:30. It is about 4:53 this afternoon, so a little bit to go on this, so we'll see if it kind of continues to keep its strength out there this afternoon. The good news is the main kind of system for that is south of 10, so the interstate doesn't look to be impacted with that, but still seeing that tornado currently on the ground. I'm going to pop back over here and see what they're saying. The storm in southeast of Fort Stockton is expected to eventually move to the east of Highway 285 and into northeastern Terrell County within the next hour or so. So if you are in that area, that's kind of what to be expecting this evening with that storm. So that is continuing until 5:30 for Pecos County, southeast of Fort Stockton. Fort Stockton, town of Fort Stockton, actually doing pretty good at the present time. Quiet conditions out there. We do still have that flash flood warning, though. Can you pop back over to the Permian Basin for me, Justin, kind of see what we're dealing with? Can we pop over to the not tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning, and see what that says? I believe that expires at 5 unless they reissued it. Our system likes to show us the newest issued thing, so we might not be able to get the information on that. But I believe that includes
There it is.
until 5:30. So
Until
I believe
5:30.
that was reissued for hail up to about an inch, and so that's quarter-sized hail. Quarter-sized hail can still do damage to cars, plants, and wind speeds up to 60 miles per hour. So that is for Kermit, Wicket, and Wink this afternoon, and then.
We can go ahead and show you where the hail is located at.
Yeah, hail doesn't look overtly impressive on here, but we do still have a little bit of hail. I believe if we query that, it may say quarter, which I think is what the storm is issued for. Dime, okay, dime-sized hail.
Dime size on that one.
But quarter-sized hail is possible out of this system, so something to keep an eye on there. Can we move off to the east a little bit, see the hail as we head into the Odessa area? All right, so kind of west Odessa, south of West Odessa, near the meteor crater, seeing a little bit of a hail core there, kind of along I-20 and the I-20 frontage road. In the town of Odessa, or the city of Odessa, not really seeing too much hail at the present time. So that is the good news there. But we are seeing torrential rainfall across the area this afternoon. So we do have that flash flood warning in effect until 8 p.m. for Crane, Ector, and Winkler counties. Kermit, Monahans, Odessa, and West Odessa are included in this because we are seeing a decent amount of rain across the area. Justin, I'm going to switch off with you if that is okay.
All right.
And we'll focus back on that tornado warning in the Fort Stockton area.
All right, so this storm cell is still producing an observed tornado, as we can see by that pink color right there. We're looking at hail that's 2.5 inches in diameter, so that is about just under baseball size. What is that? Sorry, what is that around? Well,
It's right around baseball
so around
size.
baseball size. Baseball is 2.75 inches in diameter, roughly. So again, this is pretty large hail, pretty dangerous storm. If we can go ahead and maybe we can go ahead and look at that hail core right there,
Yep,
the worst
we
of
can
it.
query it
we can
for
query
ya.
that part right there. Yeah,
This is up to about $half size
around
hail,
about
but-
$half size hail. Let's go ahead and see if we can find that the area where the tornado is at. Again,
Yep.
it seems like the tornado and the hail core is pretty correlated. You can kind of see that classic hook echo right here. That's where you have that storm basically kind of turning around. See right there, there you go.
All right, so it
seems
doesn't
like-
look terribly impressive currently.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So
It looks
that
like
is
it
good.
weakened a little bit because remember earlier we were seeing like those yellow colors popping up. Now we have just red and green. But again, that is still, if you can kind of, if y'all imagine a yin yang, you kind of can see where things are kind of turning right there. That is where you would have your tornado development right there. So this is again following along just to the southeast of Fort Stockton along the highway 285, and to the west or to the east of Sierra Madera, and then to the southwest of Bakersfield. So let's go ahead and see what other things we can be looking at around our area. We have lots of activities. I don't know if y'all remember yesterday, there was a lot going on as far as the potential that we were talking about. And it looks like today it only expanded. And there is still this flash flood warning that we're dealing with. This is for the cities of Kermit, Monahans, Odessa, West Odessa. Again, if you're here in the Odessa areas, or in the Odessa area, you know which streets are the ones that tend to flood. You know, that's going to be or you're going to want to avoid Dixie and 42nd, Dixie in general, and you're going to want to avoid Tom Green. Those are some of our main flooding areas from Midland, Odessa area. Luckily, though, it doesn't seem like we have a lot of hail to contend with this particular storm cell for the Odessa area. It's just a lot of heavy rain.
A little bit
Yes.
near the frontage road of I-20, across
Right here.
I-20. Let's see what our radar is indicating on that, up to about
Dime-size hail.
dime-size hail. So
Yeah.
not damaging at the present time, but that storm is still warned for, I believe, up to about 2-inch hail across the area. Let me see if I can...
Now, one thing to note here is that if you'll notice, these storms are not, whenever we say there's a hail threat with these storms, we're not talking about the entire storm in general. Because I've heard that quite often that, oh, you said there's hail, I'm not getting hail at my house. So whenever there's a severe thunderstorm warning and it's issued, it's for an area in general. It's not for a very specific area. That's why we have this right here. This is one of our tools that lets us see where that particular hail core is in the storm. So you see that whole storm complex that was over there to our west is severe warned for hail, but not the entire storm is producing that massive hail. It's only a particular portion of it. But that's the part that you do not want to be in, so that you can make sure that you are not getting impacted by that hail. So we're going to go ahead and look around to see what other things are across our particular area here in the metro and in Odessa, Midland area. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can clear the
Justin, you want to
question
go
mark.
ahead and pull up the ICAM graphic so that we can look
Yes.
at that this afternoon. We are starting to see some rain on our camera here in the Odessa area, and kind of what radar is showing with that rain pushing into the area. Definitely kind of gloomy out there, a little gloomy looking this afternoon, but we are starting to see some rain out there across the region. So good news is, like we mentioned, even looking at radar, not really seeing too much hail at the present time, or at least not any large hail out of this. So let's kind of pop over onto Midland, show you what we're seeing in Midland, because, you know, storms move to the east, so Midland definitely starting to see a little bit of dark skies out there, a little bit, I believe, of raindrops on the camera there too, so definitely starting to see some rain out there. Here is our Fort Stockton, actually our Fort Stockton camera is down, so this is not a current view of Fort Stockton, but we are definitely seeing that rain out there, so that is moving into the area. All right, Justin, if you want to pull radar back up and
I'm going ahead and pulling radar back up and so you can see what's going on across our area. So it looks like that Fort Stockton cell, that just to the southeast of Fort Stockton, that one that was moving across Highway 285. It seems like it's pretty much just following that highway at the moment, which is kind of odd. It's almost like if it's literally just following the highway. But it also looks like it's losing a little bit of that hook echo signature as we're looking at it right now. It had a stronger hook echo signature just a few moments ago, but that does not mean that it is completely out of the clear. This storm cell has been cycling through, so basically that means it's going up and then it's coming back down and then going back up and then coming back down, just depending on the environment that it's entering into. And so that's why we've been keeping an eye on this, and that's the reason why it keeps going between observed or radar indicated rotation. That's where you're having that, because tornadoes they're not the most stable all the time. They do change, they are dynamic. So again, though, the main issue that you're going to want to, or the main thing that we want to focus on here is the fact that this is a changing situation, and that really you have a tornado on the ground. That's the main takeaway here. You have a tornado on the ground moving just to the southeast of Fort Stockton. Luckily, though, it looks like it's going into a very rural area. It is still producing some pretty good amounts of hail. It looks like it has weakened a little bit in terms of the hail core, at least the size. The hail core itself seems like it is roughly the same size, or if not expanded a little bit. But at least the intensity seems like it has dropped off a little bit.
Yes, the hail core definitely has weakened a little bit out there this afternoon, so that is the good news there. Let's pop up our rotation and see if we're still seeing that rotation. Last we looked at it, rotation had been kind of downtrending as well with that. But that still is in effect until about 5:30. Yeah, so rotation isn't overly impressive on that either this afternoon. So that is the good news out there. We do still have that warning though. We're starting to see light rain at Midkiff and Wadley, rain in Midland, which we saw on our iCam. Let's kind of pop back over to that iCam out there this afternoon or evening. Definitely kind of gloomy skies out there, a little kind of, I don't want to say menacing, but definitely not the nicest looking evening out there. We are seeing rain on the camera here in Odessa. This is kind of looking down Grandview out there this evening. Let's kind of pop over to this area and see what's going on. Yeah, so as you can see, kind of the cells have been kind of merging and forming into a little bit of a line, and that's kind of what we're looking at to continue through the evening hours. And with the line, the biggest threats will be strong winds and kind of spin up tornadoes out there.
And of course, like we were mentioning, flooding is a main thing, is a really big issue that we're going to be seeing too, because as you can see, this thing is pretty massive. This storm cell stretches pretty much all of from
4 or 5
Monahans.
counties.
Yeah, several counties. It stretches all the way from Monahans all toward the La Mesa area, just to the north of La Mesa. So that is why we still are going to be dealing with flooding. That is a really big issue that we have out here in West Texas. I myself am a native from Odessa, so I know the areas, the Dixie Sea as the area that you definitely want to avoid. So that's what we're seeing. Luckily, though, we're not seeing a lot of hail in Odessa, and that is a really, really good thing. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull up the hail cores across the area. Yeah, good. Hail seems to be avoiding Odessa and also seems to have weakened off near Kermit. That storm cell we were watching with Kermit, or near Kermit. It seems to have lost its hail core.
All right, we're sending it over to Lauren.
If you're in any of these areas that are under severe weather warnings, especially for those high winds or tornadoes, please be sure to find shelter in an interior room that is away from windows and on the lowest floor of your building, whether that's the basement or your ground floor. Be sure to secure any loose objects that are outside that could be damaged or picked up by strong winds. And keep monitoring your weather conditions here with us at CBS7 and on the CBS7 First Alert Weather app. I'm joined now with CBS7's Jensen Young, who is outside in the rain in Odessa. I know a lot of our viewers are concerned about what is happening in the Midland, Odessa area. Jensen is live out there in the rain. It is a lot of rain. We've got some flash flood warnings. He looks like he is getting drenched out there, but we are not seeing any hail at this time. We're going to go to Jensen now.
Yeah, Lauren, it is definitely picked up rain-wise since I was last with you guys, and the wind has also picked up. As you can see, I've got an umbrella and rain jacket now, so I'm doubling up on it because it is very, very wet. I've been seeing people running through the rain trying to get to their cars to be able to get home and be safe for the rest of the time of this severe weather outlook that we have, because I know it is definitely on the way. You can see the umbrella is going with the wind. I'm definitely struggling to keep it in place a little bit. In fact, myself in place, because I almost just got blown over by the wind. So the wind is definitely picking up, so be careful of that. It is definitely raining. All the flagpoles that I'm seeing and all the trees are whipping in the wind, so just be careful if you are not home and you need to be getting home. Be careful with the wind. Just be aware when you're driving. Your car might be moving around a bit, and there will be a lot of rain on your windshield as well. So just be careful in these conditions. Stay safe. Stay with us here on CBS7. We'll tell you everything that you need to know. But for now, Lauren, I'm going to toss it back to you in the studio.
All right, Jensen, thank you. Please come back inside where it is safe in here. We're looking now at some hail damage from across the Permian Basin. Sorry, not damage, hail photos from across the Permian Basin of different size hail that we are seeing. We've talked a little bit about this. We are seeing all kinds of sizes of hail out here in the Permian Basin. We've gone from penny to quarter, all the way up to baseball size hail. We've even got some teacup size and grapefruit size that are being predicted here in the Permian Basin. Please be sure to seek shelter immediately. Stay inside. If you are seeing any of this kind of hail or anything like that in your area, this can damage anything. It is really large hail. We're going to check back in with the meteorologist here standing by. We've got Sawyer McElroy to talk a little bit more about these weather conditions. Sawyer?
Yeah, so I just wanted to highlight that we do have that severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect through 10 p.m. this evening for these areas in this kind of orangey color. I know kind of looks yellow as well. So that does include a lot of the Permian Basin, Big Spring, Colorado City, Midland, Odessa, Kermit, Andrews, Seminole, Lamesa for large hail up to 3 inches in diameter possible. Severe wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible, and a tornado or two possible as well. We have already seen tornadoes across portions of near the Kermit area today, and then we do have that tornado warning in effect for the Fort Stockton area. So that is in the tornado watch. That is also in effect until 10 p.m. this evening for a few tornadoes likely. A couple of intense tornadoes are possible as well, and scattered large hail up to 4.5 inches. So that is greater than softball size hail. That is closer to that grapefruit size hail, teacup size hail, scattered damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. So that includes the Crane area, Rankin area, Big Lake area, Monahans, Pecos County, Fort Stockton, Ira and Sanderson, and then kind of south as we head towards the border. Can we zoom back into that tornado warning in the Fort Stockton area? And we'll kind of update everybody on that, Justin, this afternoon. So that does continue until 5:30, so it is 5:10, so about 20 minutes on that still. There was a reported tornado on the ground there. I'm not sure if that is still currently on the ground, but we are kind of looking at it. I could still see the potential for that to be on the ground. Hail up to 2.5 inches in diameter possible. Yeah, there's definitely rotation there in that storm. Kind of trailing along Highway 285, I believe 285 this evening. So kind of where that, can you stop it and have it just at now, Justin, for me? Perfect. Where that kind of yellow, orangish color is where a tornado would be on the ground at the present time. So kind of trailing along that highway this afternoon, just kind of rolling along that highway. So still seeing that tornado on the ground currently. We do have that tornado warning until 5:30, so about 20 more minutes there. Can we see the hail core on that, please, Justin, if you could bring that up for me? Yeah, so still seeing hail, I believe. If we kind of query it, it'll say about $50 on that, but 2.5 inch hail is about a little bit smaller than baseball size hail.
Yeah, we're getting
so
about
baseball
$50.
size hail is possible in this storm. What our radar is indicating is falling out of that hail core is about $50 size hail this evening. So something to keep in mind if you are in that area. If you are on 285 southeast of Fort Stockton or heading, can you kind of go to the south, Justin, and see where people would be heading from? If they were in that area. Luckily, that is kind of a rural area. I believe Sanderson would be like the biggest town that you would kind of hit 285 and head north west on. If you are headed that way, keep that in mind that there's actively a tornado on the ground at the present time, and do not shelter in an overpass. I know that is where people would like to head, but that is one of the worst places you can go. Staying in your car is also not a great option if you are on the road and run into a tornado. And this hail could definitely damage your car as well and make it hard to see. And I believe there is some very heavy rainfall coming out of this as well, so those visibilities are reduced out there this evening. Can we pop back up across the Permian Basin and just kind of see what's going on out there? See if we have any warnings. We do have that flash flood warning that continues until 8 p.m. for Crane, Ector, and Winkler counties. Kermit, Monahans, Odessa, West Odessa are included in that. We are starting to see a little bit more of a hail core off to the west, though. If we could pull that up for me. There we go, right there. Kind of along I-20 at the present time, to the west of Penwell. I believe that may be close to $50 sized hail. If we query that, quarter size is what it says. So not terribly impressive, but we are still seeing some hail out of that, and there is a severe thunderstorm warning on that. See if we could get the information on that to be pulled up. There we go. That continues until 6 for Crane, Ector, and Ward counties. Monahans and Thorntonville are included in that. A hail up to 1 inch and about a quarter on that, and wind speeds up to 60 miles per hour. So definitely seeing an active weather day across the region. I'm going to go back just to kind of highlight really quick. We do have that severe thunderstorm watch across the Permian Basin this evening. That continues until 10 p.m. for large hail up to 3 inches in diameter possible. Severe wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible, and a tornado or 2 possible. We've already seen a tornado near the Wink area, the Kermit area this afternoon, a confirmed tornado out there, and we do have that severe thunderstorm watch, and then we do have a tornado watch as well. And we kind of mentioned it earlier, a watch means you have time to prepare, so definitely keep that in mind. A warning means something is actively happening at the present time. There is large hail currently falling, there is torrential rainfall, there are strong wind gusts, there is currently a tornado or the potential for a tornado to drop at any time. With the tornado watch, you do have a little bit of time, especially for those areas, Ira Ann, Sanderson, Rankin, Big Lake, to prepare, but few tornadoes are likely. Scattered large hail up to 4.5 inches. That is getting to closer to that grapefruit-sized hail, and scattered damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. So definitely later tonight, we are looking to see a little bit more of a wind threat as we head through this evening, but that also continues until 10 p.m. this evening.
We're also talking a little bit about Viva La Viva. This is some file video that we have of I should say Viva La Fiesta that was happening this weekend. It is delayed right now due to the severe weather happening across the Permian Basin. So if you have tickets to Viva La Fiesta, you might want to stay at home for just a little bit and keep following along on their Facebook page to see if they are going to continue with their concert later tonight. But for right now, they posted on Facebook that they are on a rain delay. That is because of heavy rain in the Permian Basin. We've got flash flood warnings. We've got large amounts of hail happening in other areas across the Permian Basin. Be sure to stay inside because of this severe weather warning that is happening across the area, especially for these high winds or tornadoes. Please find shelter in an interior room that is a room that is away from any windows on the lowest floor of your home. It needs to be the lowest floor. You do not want to be on an upper floor there. If you have a basement, please go down there. We want to make sure that you are safe. If you have anything outside that is a loose object that could be picked up by strong winds, bring it inside or secure them outside, because we don't want any of those flying around and potentially injuring anyone in the area. We've also got, with this large hail, large damaging winds, tree limbs are becoming loose in parts of the West Texas area. We want you guys to stay safe. So please, again, seek shelter in an interior room and keep with us here on CBS7 and the First Alert Weather app. We're going to check in with the meteorologist now. Sawyer?
Yeah, so I believe this was recently issued. There is a significant weather advisory for Midland, Odessa, Stanton, Andrews. Let me see if I could get the information on that and see what that says out there. There we go, significant weather advisory. So at 4:56, so I guess this was issued a little bit ago, wind gusts up to 50 to 55 miles per hour in nickel-sized hail, which was kind of what we were seeing when we were looking at the hail. Locations impacted include Midland, Odessa, Andrews, Greenwood, Stanton, Goldsmith, Lomax, Midland International, West Odessa, Gaines County Airport, Cotton Flat, Midkiff, Midland Airport Park, Odessa, the Odessa Airport, and no trees. This does include I-20 between mile markers 107 and 163. And we're going to pop up that hail threat at the present time and just see what we're looking at for hail at the moment across the Permian Basin, kind of as we get closer into town. Luckily, not seeing a ton of hail cores out there, so that is the good news, but we do have up to about nickel-sized hail possible there. Justin, hop on the wall and let's talk about this kind of hail core off near to the west of Penwell. I know we had some viewers asking from Penwell earlier about the hail threat, so kind of largest hail there.
Yeah, we're seeing about $half size hail right there. Sawyer, we are seeing that pretty much following just along the interstate, just to the southwest of Penwell right now, and near the Monaghan Sandhills area. So looks relatively expansive actually right now, pretty much extending on both sides of the interstate, but the worst of the hail being just right to the west of that interstate.
And actually, we just got a new scan, and it looks like it kind of increased in that
like it
hail size
intensified.
for the northwest part, up to $half sized hail up into kind of that northwestern corner of that cell. So that is, there's a severe thunderstorm warning for that area until 6 p.m. So kind of for a while, for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and $half size hail on that. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees for that. Locations impacted include Monahans, Thorntonville, Roy Hurd Memorial Airport, the State Park, Penwell, and Pleasant Farms. So if you're in that area, especially if you are in Penwell or the Pleasant Farms area, you do have a little bit of time to prepare, but that is headed your way at the present time.
Is it possible? Well, let's see what other things are going around on our area.
Yes, actually, I do believe this is kind of a newer severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up.
Yeah, that's this guy right here, this cell at Toya Lake. Y'all are dealing with hail that is about 1.25 inches in diameter, so that's roughly ping pong ball size hail right there, and also 60 mile per hour winds. This is impacting the counties of Pecos and Reeves. This is radar indicator right there. So again, this is along Highway 285, as if y'all didn't already have some other things that y'all are dealing with at the moment.
Speaking of 285, let's pop over to that tornado warning.
Let's go back down toward the other side of Fort Stockton. And so you're looking at around that hail core, that's still some pretty intense hail, 2.75 inches in diameter. That, at least right there at that point, we're getting some golf ball size hail. Yeah, golf ball size. But the hardest hit areas right here, the heaviest of the hail, just to this portion right here, that's where you're seeing that potential for 2.75 inches in diameter. So that is baseball size hail right there. And luckily, it looks like our couplet that indicates where we see it normally when we correlate a tornado with has kind of weakened at the moment. So if there is a tornado, it's, at least at this moment, it's cycling through. But again, we've already seen that this particular cell is behind me has had the history of cycling through. So again, that means that the tornado is going up and then dropping back down. Yellows kind of indicate that there's strong rotation, but there's still rotation right here. You can see that green clashing with that red. And remember how I mentioned earlier, that's kind of where you have that rotation. You have kind of like a yin-yang kind of thing. Imagine that's what it's called, a couplet. So a couplet is where you're going to see that tornado forming, and it's right there. It almost looks kind of like a yin-yang. Imagine that right there. So that's where you'd have a tornado if you do have a tornado with this particular storm cell.
Let's kind of go to the rainfall amounts, because I know we've had a lot of rainfall across the area today. So I'm going to pop off that radar for everybody, and I'm going to pop on our precipitation, our observed precipitation accumulation across the area. So especially where that tornado warned storm is, we're gonna see what that says, up to about 2 inches of rain, radar indicated, out of that cell, with that tornadic cell in Pecos County. And then as we head up towards even the Midland Odessa area, seeing a decent amount of rainfall. Let's go off to the Kermit area. Kind of this orangish color, about 2.1 inches of rain. So some impressive radar indicated rainfall amounts out there this afternoon and evening. Heading into the city of Odessa, not looking as impressive, but we're still seeing a decent amount of rainfall. We can kind of zoom in, and as you know, the roads flood very easily out here. It just popped up, it went away a little bit, but the Ector County Coliseum, so where Fiesta West Texas, or Viva La Fiesta is.
Yeah, my family's been out there today, and they've been saying that they've been dealing with some pretty heavy rainfall at the moment. Yes,
up to 2.2 inches radar indicated just west of the Ector County Coliseum is what our radar is indicating for that. So definitely seeing a decent amount of rainfall across portions of the Permian Basin. We needed it, and luckily the Odessa area has kind of scraped by so far with that the severe weather threat, but we are...
Let's go ahead and check something on. I just got a notification from our weather chat. It says that there's been tennis ball size hail on along US 285 and Puckett Road.
So that, I believe, is with that severe, that tornado warning, I believe. I will see if we can pull that back up. I don't want satellite, I just want radar. Apologize, everybody. There we go. So 285, let's zoom back out, pop back down.
Okay, so like that. Now it's become radar indicator rotation again.
285. Aside from 285, I'm not seeing too many other roads out there. Let's see if we can find Puckett. There's Puckett. So 285 and Puckett Road. So this area has been reported
right here, tennis ball size hail.
And that is with that tornado warned storm. That new issuance that they have issued for that tornado warning continues until 6 p.m. for Pecos and Terrell counties for hail up to 2 3/4 inch, so right around baseball size hail. So it is slowly making its way east, but kind of moving kind of to the southeast at the present time, or mostly to the east. But
is there a way we could pull up the rotation on this storm?
Yes, we can.
So you can kind of see how it's cycling through. Because remember, a while ago I was just mentioning how this storm has a history of cycling through. So yeah, you're still seeing that radar indicator rotation. That again, that's the clash between that red. It'll be located right around here. You have that clash between the green and the red right there. That's what's going into the radar, and then what's coming out of the radar too. So that right there is where you would have your tornado. But the thing is, right here, it seems like since it's radar indicated at this point, it seems like that tornado has gone up, or the funnel cloud at least has gone up, but there's still rotation, strong rotation presented within that particular storm cell. So that's why the National Weather Service has gone ahead and extended that out to 6 p.m. for the potential to drop again.
We are also still seeing that hail core, that impressive hail core out there. Like we just mentioned, we had tennis ball size hail reported out of that.
Yeah, actually,
let's kind of sample that and see what this says for this bright pink. This is to the west, hen egg sized hail.
So that's about 2 inches in diameter right there, at least with that hen egg right there. But again, this still can produce 2.75 inch in diameter hail. That 2.75 inches is roughly equivalent to a baseball. So again, this is some pretty damaging hail. And if you're driving pretty much all along 285, this is a very dangerous situation as far as the hail size goes. So make sure you're driving with caution. If you're on the road, first of all, if you're on the road and there's any hail, do not try to drive through it or try to escape it. Hail, if you're driving through it, it only accelerates that speed, the terminal velocity of it. So it's only going to hit you a lot harder and create a lot more damage. Best thing to do if you're driving through this area, if you know anybody who is driving through this area, tell them to pull over and just wait it out. Do not find shelter under an underpass, because underpasses also act like wind tunnels. So we can already see this storm has had the history of producing tornadoes. It is still with a tornado warning attached to it. So that's one that you definitely do not want to be underneath an underpass with. That would only accelerate the winds and put you into a lot more danger.
Let's pop back into the Odessa area, getting some, I'm guessing, very heavy rainfall at the station currently. As you can see with those reds and those yellows, kind of that heavier rainfall out there this afternoon. We do have that flash flood warning until 8 p.m. for the region and for Crane, Ector, Winkler counties because of this decent amount of rain that has fallen, like we said, kind of popping back up onto that. If I can see if we can do our precipitation accumulation. Let's do now. Areas out to the west near Kermit, we were saying up to about radar indicated 2.2 inches of rain has fallen today. As we can zoom in towards Odessa a little bit more, we're seeing kind of on the higher end of that for our rain, about 2.2 inches as well of rainfall. So we do have that flash flood warning that continues until 8 p.m. because, as you know, our drainage out here isn't the best, and our roads can flood very quickly. So,
well, just to note with this, if you notice that part of that highlighted spot, the worst of it, is focused on Dixie. So Dixie, again, we all know that area, especially around Sherwood Park, and again, basically all of Dixie in general, but Dixie Park, I call it the Dixie Sea because of how easily it floods, and those of us who are from here definitely know that is a possibility, and that is actually pretty much I'm not there, obviously, but I can almost guarantee that that area is pretty flooded. Please do not try to drive through that. I see so many people getting stuck in the water there at Sherwood Park. It is a lot deeper than what you might think it is. So if you're in that area, or if you know anybody who is driving toward Dixie or using Dixie at all, avoid it at all costs unless you want your car to drown.
We are also seeing a little bit of heavy radar indicated rainfall to the south of Midland in, I believe, southern Midland County this afternoon, kind of right along Highway 349, I believe that says. Sorry, it's kind of small. But we are seeing some heavy rainfall across that area near the SkyWest Airport and across northern portions of the Permian Basin as well, near Andrews in that county this afternoon.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we needed this rain, but the thing is, it's falling way too fast and all at the same time. So that is what we are concerned with right now. Let's see what that severe thunderstorm warning says right there.
For this one,
See what time it expires.
query it. That is for southern Ector and northern Crane counties. That was issued at 5:23, and it continues until 6 p.m. So about half an hour on that.
Yeah.
Pleasant Farms, Penwell included in that. Highway 6 or Farm Road 1601 and 1787 are kind of along that. Let me see if I can zoom in and see some other roads that are Penwell, kind of this cell right over I-20 at the current time. Let's pop the hail up for that and see if we can look
No, I
at
can
the.
probably already guess it here.
Excuse me, everybody.
see.
Sorry about that. Been talking for
Yeah, right
about an
there.
hour straight. My throat's getting kind of dry. Kind of let's query that.
So we're looking at dime-sized hail right here, which is good. At least that means that the storm has weakened a little bit. But again, just like the other storm that has been dealing with that tornado warning onto it or attached to it, this one seems to also be cycling a little bit. So it has some periods where it produces some larger hail, other moments where it produces some smaller hail. This hail right here, at least this is nickel-sized right here. This looks to be around just to the south of Pleasant Farms. So y'all are dealing with some hail just to the south of Pleasant Farms. But luckily that size, it seems to be relatively small. But again, that does not mean that you're 100% out of the clear. There's been several times where these storms have become, or they've began to cycle through. So there's moments where it's dropping nickel-sized or dime-sized hail, but then other moments where it's dropping quarter or greater sized hail. So again, this does not mean that we are out of the clear just because it's not happening over your head. So keep that in mind. We still have the potential for some more thunderstorm development as we go throughout the rest of this evening, up until around 10 p.m. this evening. Again, our main threats are going to be very large hail, 3 inches in diameter or more in some areas, which we've already seen that. We've already seen about 2.75 inches, so in some areas. So again, baseball size, or even a little over baseball size. Our winds are expected to be around 70 miles per hour, in which, again, we've already seen that as well being produced with these storms, and a tornado or two. And again, we've already seen those. So I know the difference between a watch and a warning. Several people get confused between them. A watch means that there's the potential for it to happen. So like all the ingredients are there. Now it just means something needs to come together and push them together, basically. A good way to remember it, a way that a lot of meteorologists like to remember it, is a taco watch versus a taco warning. A taco watch means that you have all the ingredients there. You have your carne molida, you know, your ground beef. You have your lettuce, your tomato. You have your tortilla. I like maíz. But like at the same time, that's the watch. You have everything there. A warning means that things are coming together and they're actually like you have something already there. So you now have tacos that you can actually eat. So that's kind of the similarity to that. That's what we use to compare the difference between a watch and a warning. So this is a severe thunderstorm watch, and we've already seen lots of thunderstorms developing within this area. And then we also still have a tornado watch. And we've already seen the tornado activity has pretty much stayed within this area, except for the Wink area, except for Kermit. So again, that also proves that even though Midland, Odessa, and Kermit and these areas that are not in the pink are also not within the tornado watch, that does not mean that 100% you cannot have a tornado there. As we all know, we've been talking about it for the last couple of minutes, that there was already a tornado in Kermit, and Kermit is not necessarily included within this pink shaded area. So a few tornadoes are likely. This is just showing you the most probable spots where tornadoes can form, not telling you there is a guarantee that a tornado will form in there, and also not guaranteeing that you cannot see a tornado outside of that area. So again, those are our threats for this evening. We're going to be seeing those threats last with us throughout the rest of this evening up until around 10 p.m. A few tornadoes are still possible. Scattered large hail is also one of the main risks for tonight, and also damaging winds of up to 70 miles per hour.
All right, I'm going to hop back on the wall for everybody to let Justin have a little bit of a break, get some water. Let's pop back over to that tornado warning in Pecos County and Terrell counties. That is until 6 p.m. Radar indicated, so we did have that confirmed tornado earlier, but now this is just radar indicated out there. So that is a little bit of that does not mean that a tornado could not drop at any time. That means tornadoes are still possible out of this, but there is not currently actively one on the ground. Hail up to 2 3/4 inches, so about right around baseball size hail that continues until 6 p.m. and still kind of trailing along Highway 285 there. Does not want to leave that highway alone. I'm sorry about that, but we're still dealing with that this afternoon. I'm going to pop up the hail on that because we were seeing some impressive hail earlier today and still dealing with a little bit of a strong hail core on that. We'll query that, and up to about golf ball size hail is what our radar is saying for that hail size on that. And for the kind of largest hail, and we will, I believe that is moving off to the southeast at 10 miles per hour, so it is not moving very fast. Usually storms move relatively quickly, but it's not moving very fast at the present time. And like let me loop this and kind of show you the evolution of that. Hasn't moved very far, very fast. So that is something to just kind of keep in mind there if you are headed toward that area or under that warning. Luckily, I do believe this is mostly rural areas, but that does not mean that the threat isn't there and that damage could still happen. But it is mostly over rural areas, I believe. Popping over to the west a little bit, still starting to even see some more stuff popping up near Fort Davis, near Alpine, another kind of cell to the northwest of Pecos at the present time, the city of Pecos. And then we do have kind of this line of showers and thunderstorms across the Permian Basin, kind of rolling. There's a cell, a little bit of heavier rain to the northeast of the city of Midland at the present time. And then we're seeing some decent rain here. We were seeing some decent rain in Odessa, but we still have kind of this heavy rain across the Pleasant Farms area, Penwell area, along I-20 currently. So we do still have that flash flood warning that continues until 8 p.m. tonight for Crane, Ector, and Winkler counties. Kermit, Monahans, Odessa, West Odessa are included in that. And we have, as we were kind of looking at what our radar has been saying with those rainfall amounts, up to over 2 inches of rain have possibly fallen across the area, at least radar indicated. And that is a lot of rain for our area. I believe we haven't even had 2 inches of rain so far this year, Justin, for the year as a whole. So definitely it's a decent amount of rain out there, but that sadly has led to some flooding out there this evening for us across the region. Pop up over to the northern Permian Basin for me, please, kind of where we're seeing this rain. Andrews, lots of lightning out of this as well. That continues until 5:45 p.m. We do have a significant weather advisory on that, so not a severe thunderstorm warning, but wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour possible, and hail size up to about 0.8 of an inch, so less than quarter size on that. That continues for a little bit longer.
We're seeing about nickel health size stuff like that, and also the good thing is that
About nickel-sized hail out of that is what we're seeing, and like I said, lots of lightning. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers every year, so even though it may not be raining hard or you may not be seeing that hail, there's a lot of lightning with this system that is rolling through portions of the northern Permian Basin. Andrew's kind of under that heavier rain at the current time, and we are seeing that hail kind of to the west of FM 1788 and Texas 176, and then kind of along 385. 385 kind of has been kind of pummeled today across different counties. 385 is kind of where that tornado warning is still over in Pecos County. And then we are still seeing rain across the Permian Basins this afternoon. We do still have those severe thunderstorm watch and severe thunderstorm tornado watch until 10 p.m. tonight. Pop over to that Pleasant Farms hail core for me, Justin. I saw about a quarter-sized hail, I believe, is what it was showing on that.
Around Pleasant Farms, you said?
Yes, Pleasant Farms, and then pop the hail core up. You'll have to reselect it. There we go. And then can you query it for me and put it on now? All right, $half size hail is what our radar is indicating. So that is definitely some severe hail, damaging hail out there this afternoon. That is southeast of the Pleasant Farms region, but still could be seeing some hail, in that area. Another hail core there, some of the largest hail that we're seeing across the region at the current time for us for our Saturday evening. Let's pop over to the Fort Stockton area once again, focus on that tornado warning at the present time. It is still currently radar indicated, I believe, but we have seen multiple tornadoes roll out of that this evening. But I do believe that is currently just radar indicated. Yes, it is. And let's kind of query the hail on that since we have the hail core up on that. I believe it will be around, $half sized hail. So a little bit damaging out there today. Anything over a quarter sized hail is damaging. So even though quarter sized hail is about an inch in diameter, it is not terribly large, especially when we're comparing it to $half sized hail, baseball sized hail. But it can still do damage. I know I've had quarter sized hail damage my car before. So luckily, across the Permian Basin, we're only seeing about nickel-sized hail, but with this storm, up to about $half-sized hail.
And it appears like it's also cycling a little bit. It appears like it's starting to go through a little bit of a decay in the hail core.
Yes, for sure.
So that's a
pull
good
up the rotation for me.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me pause this right here for y'all. And then we'll pull up the rotation so we can see, pop this off as well. Okay, so
Still seeing some rotation out of that, though, with that kind of yellow off to the east of Highway 285. Yes, 285.
That's 285.
So if there were a tornado on the ground, like I said, this is not. This is just radar indicated at the present time. That's where it would be. We're also seeing some rotation along 285 at the present time, but kind of that stronger rotation is kind of where this yellow and this orangey color is. And if there were a tornado on the ground, like I said, it is not radar confirmed by anybody on the ground, but that's where a tornado would be located. So it has shifted east slightly because earlier it was right over the highway, but it's a little bit east now, so that kind of makes me feel a little bit better because it's not right over where all those people could be driving. But we do still have that tornado warning until I believe 6:30.
Here, let me go ahead and check it. Let me go ahead and clear this so I can check that for you.
6 o'clock, okay,
yeah,
6 o'clock. So about 20 more minutes on that. For radar indicated 2 3/4 inch hail possible out of that for Pecos and parts of Terrell counties, and kind of just still making its way to the southeast, a little bit more easterly at the present time, but still to the southeast out there. Let's pop back up to that West Odessa, kind of storm the Penwell area. Monitor that hail, see what that's still saying. Pleasant Farms area.
Go ahead and zoom in on the Pleasant
query
Farms
that.
area.
It is to the southeast of Pleasant Farms, to the southeast of Pleasant Farms, but we are still seeing some hail, a nice hail core there, to about $half size hail this evening. So this is radar indicated, not confirmed, but if you do have any reports from anywhere across the area today of hail, of those tornadoes that we have seen across either the Kermit area or the Fort Stockton area, please send them in to CBS7 through our Facebook page, or you can email them to news@CBS7, I believe. Correct me if I am wrong, anybody in my ear, but we would love those reports, definitely useful, so we can send them to the National Weather Service so they kind of know kind of what verified today. But we would definitely love those reports, and you could, maybe see them later on tonight during the 6 or the 10 p.m. show. Let's go off to the east a little bit. I did see a little bit of hail core near the Stanton area, northwest of Stanton. Looks about dime to nickel size, I believe, is what it'll tell us.
Yeah, it's about dime
size, but we are still seeing some hail there. So if you are getting any reports from that, I know we did have some baseball-sized hail or around baseball-sized hail earlier today near the Snyder area. So definitely been an active weather day across West Texas, and we had kind of been highlighting it the past couple of days. So
and hey, on the bright side here, looks like the Odessa and Midland Dome is working just nicely. I know everyone says, oh, well, it's always going to go around us. Well, in this case, that's a good thing if it goes around us.
Well, we need the rain, and Odessa has gotten in on some rain today. West Odessa, the Penwell area, but we definitely have gotten rain, especially we were kind of talking about it earlier, querying it near the Ector County Coliseum where Viva La Fiesta is. They've seen a lot of rain today, and we do have that flash flood warning that continues until 8 p.m. So we are still seeing an active weather day, looking to continue for about 5 more hours, about 4, I guess now. It's about 5:45 across the area. So definitely an active weather day. I apologize if my voice goes. I've been talking for about 2.5 hours straight, but it's been an active weather day out here across West Texas. Pop over into southeast New Mexico. I saw a little bit of a cell popping up there. Not super impressive, but could be seeing some rain between Eunice and Gel this afternoon and evening, and that could evolve as it moves off to the east, because we do have a lot of the ingredients there today for large hail, damaging winds, torrential rainfall. Pop over to the west, kind of southwest, near the Fort Davis area. I know we were starting to see some, I'll zoom out just a little bit and move, that way. Balmorhea could be getting on some rain right now. Fort Davis. So we are still kind of seeing stuff initiating out west, and then as it moves east, could potentially become severe. So that's why we have those watches in place. Watches indicate a little bit more of a time to prepare. That means that the ingredients are there, like Justin said, kind of like tacos. Tacos are a nice thing. You have your shell, you have your meat, you have your lettuce, you have your tomato, you have your salsa, you have your guacamole. But as we get, as you put them together, that's when there's a warning. And that's when all the ingredients come together. And then you have tasty tacos, or in some cases you have tornadoes. It depends, But we do still have that tornado warning that continues until 6, so about 15 more minutes. What has the National Weather Service said? Has it said anything about them reissuing that? Or can you ask about that, Justin, please?
Yeah,
and see if we can. It has, I believe, weakened. We have seen it kind of cycling, though, as we've mentioned a couple of times, and we are still seeing that about a $half size hail out of that this afternoon. Once you send that in, see, it just kind of, we got another scan in from the radar, so that hail core has grown a little bit, and still seeing a lot of lightning out of this area. So definitely something to still keep an eye on in the Pecos and Terrell County areas. The good news is I-10 looks pretty clear with this system, but 285 is still kind of getting hammered with that system. Can you pull up the rotation on that for a second, Justin, for me?
Yeah, give me just a second.
and see if we're still seeing that rotation. I know last we checked, yeah, we're still seeing some rotation out of that. So we're at this kind of yellow is where the winds are kind of clashing against each other, and that's where we're kind of seeing that rotation. So if there were a tornado on the ground, this is currently radar indicated, it would be kind of in this yellow area where those greens and those reds are kind of intersecting out there. Let's go pop the hail core back up, kind of query that hail for us once again, and then maybe do...
Let's start at the center. So this is hen egg.
Hen egg hail. Okay, so damaging hail out there, but not as bad as we have seen it earlier today.
Right.
And then let's kind of pop a storm track on that. Kind of zoom out a little bit, see what that storm track is doing. I believe it's kind of moving still to the east southeast this afternoon or this evening.
Okay. So
Yeah, it's moving to the southeast. Let's do a little bit of a storm track on that and kind of track out, where it's headed.
let's see. It looks roughly storm direction right there. So
does it have any towns that it's gonna?
not really.
Maybe.
Dryden might look like it'd be sideswiped at the moment.
Dryden, if it still continues
If it
to
still
hold
continues,
up.
yeah, but that's still for not for a good long while.
Yeah,
at the rate that it's moving.
So it is a relatively rural area out there, but we still do have this tornado warning. I know a lot of storm chasers are out. Chasers are out there today and have been seeing those tornadoes and everything. So definitely, Fort Stockton is Fort Stocktoning, as they've been saying for today. Let's pop back up to the Permian Basin.
Oh, sorry. Give me just a second to clear that.
To see what's going on. Oh, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued, I believe. Yes, it has.
And it's for that same storm cell that we were watching
So
around.
this is currently south of Odessa, kind of that one near Pleasant Farms, southeast of Pleasant Farms, till 6:45, Ector, Midland, and Upton counties for hail up to 1.25 inches, which I believe is right around $half size.
It's about, around
$half
about
size hail and up to about 60 mile per hour wind gusts. If we query that hail for us, let's see what our $half is, what our radar is saying. So we could be seeing that $half sized hail out of that. We, of course, would appreciate any and all reports that you have, only when it is safe to do so. Please do not run out an act of hail or the flooding just to send us pictures. This does say, scooch back down just a smidge. What warning is that? Till 6 p.m., tornado possible. Okay, so that is kind of one of those older warnings that have been issued, and so that continues for about 10 minutes. But we are still seeing some rotation on some of these storms across the Permian Basin. No tornado warnings at the present time for the Permian Basin, but we are seeing the potential for that. Let's pop back over. Can you pop up the iCam for me, Justin?
Yeah.
Is it still on Odessa?
It should be.
Yeah,
go ahead
okay.
and double check.
Looking in Odessa, it doesn't look like it's raining too much on our iCamera. This is kind of looking down 42nd Street at the present time. We're kind of situated like here. But we are seeing some lightning off in the distance as you look towards Midland. And as you can see, it is 5:51, so there's a little bit of a traffic out there, good amount of traffic, and you can see, I guess there are still raindrops coming down, so still seeing that rain. You want to pop over to on our other computer over to the Midland camera and see what it's looking like in Midland, and maybe kind of, excuse me, everybody, swing that around to see kind of what I-20 looks like. All right, so Midland iCam doesn't look too crazy, but we are seeing some wind. As you can see from this bush popping, blowing in the wind. Actually, can you pull up our wind gust graphic for me, Justin?
Yeah.
You might have to go back up and do our other normal show, but...
Give me a second, I can pull it up for y'all. So, we'll go ahead and bring up the current gusts across the region so I can get an idea of how these storms are affecting our winds.
All right, so yeah, kind of near the Dryden area, gusts up to about 32 miles per hour. Pecos, 24 miles per hour. Midland, 29 miles per hour. So like I said, on our iCam, we are seeing that wind across the area. Overall, not terrible with the winds, but we are seeing some breezy conditions out there. If you could pop radar back up. Did they ever update? I'm going to head over here.
Yeah, I was about to check on that
About
for
the
you.
tornado. All right. Perfect. And now we're back on radar. So that tornado warning is still in effect for, I believe, until 6. If we could zoom in onto that. There's been a lot of numbers today, guys, so apologies for that, but we do still have that tornado warning until 6. The National Weather Service says as long as it kind of continues to have the strength that it has, they will reissue it as long as they need to, but that still is for hail up to about 2 3/4 of an inch, right around the baseball size, and radar indicated tornado warning at the present time, so has not been confirmed, but still a radar indicated tornado warning means a tornado could drop at any moment, so you still want to treat it like there is a tornado actively on the ground. Still kind of trailing along Highway 285. Let's pop up that rotation again. I know the last time we looked at it, there was a decent amount of rotation on that for us. Yeah, so we're still seeing a little bit of rotation kind of to the east and even to the west of 285 out there this evening. That's where our winds kind of clash with each other and that rotation is present. Definitely looks a little less impressive than it did earlier, Justin. I believe you can chime in.
I agree.
If you think something different, but they did just issue a flash flood warning, I see, for that area because that storm hasn't been moving very fast. It was, last I checked, moving at about 10 miles per hour, so there has been a lot of rainfall out of that. If we could pull up the rainfall amounts for that and then query that out there and see kind of how much rain, at least radar indicated, has fallen out of that cell.
Actually, here, give me just a second. The radar rates. Actually, give me just a second, guys.
All right, there we go. Now we'll just query that.
All right. So yeah, we're seeing about a rainfall rate of 1.4 inches in this particular spot that we're looking at right now.
So this is radar indicated precipitation accumulation. So about 1.4 inches the radar is indicating has fallen. So definitely a decent amount of rainfall. Like I said, we were talking about earlier, we haven't even seen, I believe, over an inch or barely over an inch of rain for the year as a whole so far. This spot says about 2.3 inches of rain. So seeing some torrential rainfall out of this. And we do have that flash flood warning. Could you kind of pop up see if you could pop up the information for that flash flood warning on that?
Yeah, give me just a second. Query. Okay, so it's saying that we are seeing since it lasts until 5:53 p.m. Hold on.
Let's just see if we can pull it up over here on this side and see if it'll tell us. It might not. There we go. Until 9 p.m. for Pecos and Terrell counties, flash flood warning for that area because of that cell. We are about 4 minutes away from that current issued tornado warning expiring, so we will see if they reissue that. But we are about 4 minutes away from that. Could we pop over to the Permian Basin and kind of look what's going on?
Sure.
Across the area?
And we'll take it off of observed rainfall.
All right. Actually, I'll pop the hail core back up for this. This is that severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Ector, Crane, and I believe Upton counties. Yes, there we go. Ector, Midland, and Upton counties, I apologize, till 6:45 for hail up to 1.25 inches, so about $half sized hail there, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, radar indicated. But if we could move back over to the hail core, I just wanted to see the information on that warning there for that. And if we could...
I'll go ahead and query it.
Query that. Probably about $50, what I believe that purpley color indicates out there. Golf ball size
showing
hail
golf ball at this point.
is what our radar is saying. So this is kind of east of 385, kind of around Farm Road 1787.
Yeah, just to the east of Pleasant Farms.
Just to the east of Pleasant Farms this afternoon. Ranch Road 1492 out there. So we are seeing about $50 golf ball sized hail out there. And that is damaging hail out there this evening. So we do have a show in about a couple of minutes, so we still want to update you on the news across the Permian Basin and West Texas, but we still do have our show coming up in just a few minutes. Let's zoom back out, kind of see what's going on across, just kind of zoom back out across the whole area. Kind of let's talk about what's going on.
There's a lot of activity.
Yeah, lots of lightning.
Lots
Look at
of
all this
lightning
lightning.
across the area.
Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. So please, if you hear thunder, go indoors. Turn around, don't drown. I know we kind of say it all the time, but please, if the roads are flooded, don't head out because, especially across like the Houston area, we've been talking about it. There have been lots of flooding, and we've been seeing torrential rainfall across portions of the area today. Kind of head off to the east. I do believe there's a cell rolling into the Big Spring area currently, kind of northwest of Big Spring. Looking at a little bit of a hail core with that up to I believe nickel or dime sized hail. If we query that, if you want to query that, Justin, there is a significant weather advisory on that until 6:30 p.m. for Borden, Dawson, and Martin counties. Andrews, Big Spring, Lamesa, and Lenora are included for about 3/4 inch hail and 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So